This is the world's largest glass of beer. We set the Guinness record for the world's largest glass of beer in honor of Cary during the Worldwide Toast to Harry. This is the machine that I used to blow up the Barton Ball in 2004. Haven't had a need for it yet to reuse it, but you never know, so I'm hanging on to it. And then I collect a lot of newspapers and different things that go up in the restaurants, like Derrick Rose's jersey, Cubs winning the World Series, I don't know, 40-year Streeter War. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I have probably the largest newspaper collection in the city of Chicago. And it's my office. Somewhere in the late 30s, Fred Nitti, Capone's enforcers, his family bought the building. And so legend has it this was his apartment up here. Probably in the mid-1990s, this room wasn't even being used. It was kind of, the floors were covered with linoleum, and it was kind of, there was no heat or air conditioning. But Walter Payton came in the restaurant, and we were talking in the dining room. I told him about this room, and he thought that was great. So he said, let's go check it out. He runs all the way up the stairs, and he's imagining like these things, and he says, oh my gosh, this is the police trying to break in to get Fred Nitti. And then he sees some holes in the wall, and he thought those were bullet holes. So he quickly runs downstairs, and the Cleveland Brown football team was down there, and he grabs a bunch of guys, runs all the way upstairs again, and he shows it. They all loved it, so they ran back down. By the time they ran up and down the stairs 5 times, brought the whole team up, and then it was kind of fun to watch. But I said, oh, well, if there's that much interest in this office or his old apartment, maybe I should look at restoring it. So I pulled up the linoleum, found that there was original wood floors down here. You know, I've had this as my office probably for about a decade. You know, I grew up living in the Hyatt Regency Chicago. My dad ran all the Hyatts in the Midwest, and he was the chairman of the Convention Bureau. He started Chicago Gateway Green, which I'm chairman of now, and he just loved Chicago so much, and he had all these books about Chicago, and I would read through them with him. And somehow it went from the books about Chicago to reading old newspapers about Chicago. And once you read one or two, it becomes very, very addictive. So I could probably say I've read about 10,000 old newspapers. And once you start getting into it, it's just, it's unbelievable. It's just, you feel like you're there. You feel like you're back in time. And you feel like you're with Daniel Burnham and coming up with the Burnham Plan, or you're there with all the people tied to the Columbian Exposition. The courthouse was just north of the building. It's right over here. I mean, this hotel wasn't there then, but you can kind of see the sunshine hitting it back there. That's the courthouse building. Behind that even was the old gallows where they would even hang people. But you definitely had a good location to keep an eye on everything. And then the tunnel system went straight west, right underneath the street here. So you could disappear if you wanted to.